Okay. Okay. Here you just give any random mail and just give a start title. It won't create anything. And then here is the one which you need to create. Click on the setup. And here it will navigate to the place where we need to create the new tenant. So just give your Gmail, and I'll paste this link directly in the chat. So directly you can use this link and create the trials. So here you can provide your Gmail account. So set up account, give our details. The basic details you can provide, phone number. So you can create this tenant with whatever the account like Accenture, Tata, whatever you can give it. So right now I'm just giving with CRM. You can provide whatever the name it is and select the company size. This and all is not a mandatory. So you just pick it up whatever the details. It doesn't matter whether you can pick one or you can pick 1000 plus. Doesn't matter. So make it as no. Do you have a company, have a website? No. And then region, you can select it as India. So this is the domain which is going to create madhuredi at crm094.onmicrosoft.com. With this ID, it will create a tenant. And if you want a different, you can try giving the different instead of CRM this, you can try with the different. If it is available, it won't create. You can provide the password, whatever, and click on next. So data is not available. To create this particular domain is not available because it is already in the live. You can provide whatever next. Everything is not. So with this, it is available. So by default, it will give the whatever the company name we have given with that available name. It will available domain name. It will provide. If you don't want that, you can replace with whatever you want. So these are the address details which is required for the billing purpose. So right now we are not doing any billing, but in live scenarios, they will do the billing for the licensing part and whatever the data storage they are buying. So for that reason, the address details are required and you need to provide those details for now. Whatever the star marks which we are paying, those are the mandatory details which we need to fill and the rest are optional. Only fill the mandatory details and then proceed further. And it requires our PAN number. It is mandatory. By default, I have one account which is already, if you can see, this was created Madhureddy at Tata 1291. So this is the account which is created. So just copy this. So and then open here admin dot powerplatform.com. So I'll paste this link here. Oh, I'll create an incognito window. Few steps was missed out. Because of I have an existing account, so it was not gone to the final step. I'll create an incognito with the same again. Gmail, notification, setup. Company name, no company size, company location. Next. So once we have given the PAN number, it requires a 2 rupees of deduction for the confirmation of creation of the tenant. So we need to provide our details and it will deduct 2 rupees and that will be refunded within 2 to 3 days back again. So here we need to give our card number and we need to give the details. Let me give that. Save. So it will deduct only 2 rupees and that will be refunded again within 2 to 3 days. This for the confirmation purpose. This card is not valid. You can see amount is deducted only 2 rupees and will be refunded. Nothing to worry about this. Hold on. Okay, once it is done, it will give our username. You just need to copy this and store it at somewhere. And from now onwards, this is your login credentials for the CRM. So let's get started for that. So now tenant is ready. So for environment, we have not created it, but this is called the tenant creation. So till now, anyone have any doubts? You can raise up your hands. If not, I'll go for the creation of the environments, like the development environment, seat, UAT, production. So that is called the environments, the creation. So whatever we did until now is only a tenant creation. So is it clear
Hello.
till now?
హలో
Hello? Yep.
అది 1 మంత్ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఆటో డెబిట్ అవుతుందా లేదు?
Amount,
అవును.
వాట్ 2 రూపీస్ కట్ అయింది కదా, అది 2-3 days లో రిటర్న్ అవుతుంది. తర్వాత ఏం డెబిట్ అవ్వదు.
1 మంత్ ఫ్రీ ట్రయల్ తర్వాత ఇంకా ఆటో డెబిట్ ఏం అవ్వదు.
ఫ్రీ ట్రయల్ 1 month ఫ్రీ ట్రయల్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఈ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అనేది క్లోజ్ అయిపోతుంది. మళ్ళీ సేమ్ ఇంకో ట్రయల్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి.
ఓకే.
ఈ ట్రయల్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ 30 days వరకు.
ఓకే.
మళ్ళీ సేమ్
అంటే
ప్రాసెస్ లో
తన
మళ్ళీ
డౌట్
ఇంకో
ఏంటంటే 30 days ట్రయల్ అయిపోయింది అటుగా మధు 30 days ట్రయల్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఆటో డెబిట్ ఏమైనా అవుతుందా అని అడుగుతున్నాడు.
ఇంకేం అవ్వదు. ఆల్రెడీ మనం బిల్లింగ్ యాడ్ చేసాం కదా, అది కూడా మనం ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నుంచి ఎలా రిమూవ్ చేయాలో కూడా నేను చూపిస్తాను. మన క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ యాడ్ చేసాం కదా, డెబిట్ కార్డ్ డీటెయిల్స్, అవి కూడా ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నుంచి మనం తీసేస్తాం.
ఓకే.
తర్వాత ఇంకా క్రెడిట్ డెబిట్ ఇంకేమి ఆప్షన్ ఏమి ఉండదు. ఓకే. So till now, this is the tenant creation, and then onwards, we have the different type of environments, right? Development where we are doing the development, UAT or SIT where we are doing the testing, and the production, which is the live environments. All the environments will be created over here in this place. So I'll give the name of the URL. So if you can use this admin.powerplatform.com, it will navigate to this particular page where we need to create the environments. Once the tenant is created, you got the login ID. Then you need to navigate to this particular page, admin.powerplatform.com, using that particular credentials. So here we need to create the required environments. So I just open the admin.powerplatform.com, and in the manage, you have the environments. So by default, one environment will be created and we should not use that environment. That leave it blank and click on the new and give that environment name. So make this as managed or unmanaged environment. So whatever we are going to develop it, so that should be always a unmanaged environment. So we should not make this as checkbox yes. So by default it is no. Let it make it to no. So group should be none. The purpose of the group I'll explain later when it comes to that particular phase. Region India, because when we are creating the tenant, we given whatever the region it is. So by default it will select from that place. And here is the one whether we need to create a trial environment, that means the sandbox. Sandbox is nothing but the development environments or UAT environments, which is sandbox. And production is nothing but the live environment. So production we cannot create from in the trial environments. Even if you try to create, it won't create because it requires a particular license and it requires a particular storage capacity. So without that, we cannot create a production environment. So we need to create a sandbox. So even though here you can see there are multiple things, even we cannot create even a sandbox environment because even the sandbox or production requires a particular license and the storage capacity. So that we don't have. In the live scenarios, they will buy the storage capacity with the thousands of rupees. So with the trail, we cannot create the production and sandbox environments, but we can create a trail and trail subscription based. So trail subscription based is nothing but the CRM which we are going to use. You guys might be aware of there is a two different things, which is the CRM and Power Apps. So right now we are going to work with the CRM. Even I'll explain the Power Apps also once CRM is done. But trail subscription based is nothing but the CRM. If you are going to use the trail, then it is for Power Apps. So that is the difference over here. Sandbox is for in the live scenarios, it's a development environment, and production is nothing but the live environment. For our trail purpose, for CRM, we need to use the trail subscription based, and for the trail Power Apps, we need to use the trail. So right now you need to select the trail subscription based. And next, so language, currency, security group, by default you just select it to none. And URL by default it will create. So here is the one. In the demo session, I have explained there are multiple modules is available. So which module we need to enable for this particular environment, what we are going to create. So for that, you just make it to yes. And here is the list of environments which is available. You can see Sales Hub, Customer Service, none. So this is a trail environment. That's why everything is not enabled. So whatever is available, it will show here. So by default, you just select the all enterprise applications. So it will enable all the modules, whatever the sales, customer service, field service, and the other one. Everything will be enabled if you select the all enterprise applications. So you just need to select Microsoft Dynamics 365 apps to yes. And then here you need to select the all enterprise applications and save it. So with this, it will create a development environment. So it is in the preparing state. It might take 30 seconds. It is ready. Now the environment is ready. So directly you can open the environment from selecting this particular environment or click on open, or for every environment there is a specific URL. So to find that URL, you just need to go inside the development, whatever the environment, and this is the URL. So if you want to change the URL, even you can do that. So this is the URL right now, or 8252 whatever. You just remove it and give development or dev. You can change the URL even. It's already in use. It is also used. It is given D1. So it is validating. It might take some 30 to 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then the URL will be changed. So even with that URL, you can log into the environment. So you can see the URL was changed. Just copy this URL, or even if you click on this, it will be navigating to the respective environment.
Hello.
Yes.
Bro, in the company they will create environment, or like we need to create the environment?
It is based on the different scenarios. See, in the companies which is very small, like startup companies, they will tell you how to create the environments.
Okay.
But when it comes to the MNC companies, they won't even give you the permission to see the environment.
Okay.
So they will create and they will give you the access to the respective environment. Only development or seat like that they will give you. But for coming to the startups, everything from starting, they will create the tenant, but you have to create the environments.
Okay.
It depends on the scenario again. So that's why I'm even explaining everything. So this is the part where the application is navigated, and you can see all the modules: customer service, sales hub, field service. So all the modules will explain further. Today it's only about explaining about the environment licensing part. So environment is created, and what else I can say here? Storage. Here you can see what is the storage which is available for environment wise. It will show here. So right now for the trial, we don't have any storage capacity. It is working by default 1 GB storage capacity. But when comes to the live environments, whatever the development, whatever the production environment, it will show like database is nothing but a storage capacity. Files is nothing but whatever the images or files which we are going to upload, that particular capacity. Logs is nothing but whatever the plugins or Java plugins which we are writing. So for that, for the debugging purpose, we will be enabling the logs. So those logs, or for every record, we will be auditing who created the record, who edited the record, who updated the record. Every detail will be captured. All those things we will be uh, considered as a logs. Those logs, how much data it was consumed, and as part of our license, how much GB it was given. All these storage capacity details will be available here. But even though, like I said, MNC company, they will take care of this. But when it comes to the startup, you need to take care of like how much is available. All these things you need to inform to the customer. So that you can check over here how much is available. If it is going to like if they purchase 500 GB, even they can consume 600 GB or 700 GB also they can consume. But the problem with that is whatever the application we built, that won't work as expected. It will throw some errors or it will might come up with some features won't work out. So based on the capacity, even more than the capacity you can use, but there are some limitations for that. When it comes to the capacity storage, if it is getting exempted, the administrator, whoever is the for every tenant, there is one administrator, global administrator. That particular administrator will get the notification when comes to 50% is used and 90% is used. So they will take care of, but even we have to inform based on the requirement. So for that reason, you have to come and check here for the data for the environments. This is the capacity available and it is running out of the capacity. Like that, we just need to inform for that purpose. You need to come here and you need to check the database capacity. So this is about the creation of the environments. And now I'll tell creation of the users and licensing for that. So we need to create the users for, if we create the environment, there should be a live users who need to use this environment. So for that, how we need to create the users and how we need to assign the licenses for that user. So till the environment creation, it is understood, right? Everyone, any doubts over here?
No, no, bro.
Okay. Now I'll show how we will be creating the users and licensing for that. So for that, we need to open admin.microsoft.com. I'll paste that in chat. So these are the main URLs which everyone need to know about this. There are three main URLs. One is the admin.powerplatform.com, one is the admin.microsoft.com, and one is make.powerapps.com where we are doing the customization and everything. So right now these are the two URLs which is important. So this is the admin.microsoft.com page. You can see left side users and click on active users. So by default, I have created the environment. So whatever with the name I have given, it is there. If there is a new user is going to onboard for my company. So for that, I need to give a login user for that means login credentials for that user. So for that, just click on add user, username, whatever, and display name, and with what name we need to create a user ID for that person. AK art below.on microsoft.com. Again, this is the username creation and for the password. Whether system need to automatically generate a password or we need to manually create a password and give it to him. We have the two options. If you select this, system will automatically generate a password. And when user first time logs in, he can change the password. Or else, if you want to create a password for the user, you can create a password. And again, this checkbox is enabled. So the user, whenever the first time logs in, he can change the password for himself. So for now, I'll just give an automatically creation of password. So right now, this is the license which is available. Dynamic register sales. Just select this user license or create a user without even a license. But by default, we will be creating a user with some basic license. And next. So here, what role we are going to give. So in CRM, we have many different roles we have. by default, we have the administrator role and some basic roles. And when it comes to the requirement level, we will be creating our own roles based on our customization. So that particular topic will come when we are going to further. So right now, any user we will be giving without admin access. And profile info, you can fill out what is the role of him and which department and which office. All these details is not mandatory, but good to fill in based on the requirement coming from the customer. And next, so you can see the display name is this. And finish adding. So once now the user creation is done, and this is the username for that user, and this is the password. So that's it. Now the user creation is done. It will reflect in a while. So user is created. Okay. And for this user, if you want to assign more license or if you want to check anything, just click on this and click on licensing and apps. And here it will show list of all the licenses available, and we can see right now only this license is available. So we have assigned this license. But to use Microsoft Teams or Microsoft Outlook, we required a Office 365 license. So right now we don't have, but for our trial purpose, we require those license. So let's buy that license even with a trial account. So the creation of user, does anyone have any doubts? This is the way how we need to create a new user. And I'll show how these user credentials will work out or not also I'll show. Let's let's log in here. Now I'll try to log in with the new credentials which we have created. Admin.powerplatform.com. So let's see if this user can access admin.powerplatform.com or not. See, if you can see right now, for the very first time login, you need to change the password. If you can see this user came here, but he is not able to see any of the environments because we just created the user, but that user we have not given a permission to any of the environments. When comes if we log in as an admin, we can see the environment, right? But when the user logs in, he is not able to see the environment. because we just created an user, and that user has to given access to the respective environment that we have not given it. So he just logged in with his credentials. And how we will be given the environment access also, I'll let you know once the new licensing, how we will be creating the trial licensing part. So right now we need to buy a new license. If you want to buy any trial new license, we just need to come to the marketing place and all products. So right now I'm going to buy a product for Teams and Outlook. So Office 365. So here it will show many Office 365 like different variations are there. So we need to take only the one which we have inside as trial. Only that we can create. So we can see this particular thing has a start free trial. So we can create a Office 365 license with this. So again, I'll tell. So Office 365. If I go inside this, because I have even this, I have a free trial. I can create a free trial. But we will be going through the Microsoft 365 Business Basic. Basic license is enough for us for now. But if I go to the premium, I think I don't have a. Even still, I have this. I can create any of these Office 365. So let's create this Office 365, or let's create the premium Office 365. Contains more. So click on start free trial. Give our PAN ID. And click on here, try now. So it will give total 25 licenses. That means I can assign this to 25 people.
మధు ఫ్రీ ట్రయల్ ఎన్ని రోజులు ఉంటుంది?
30 days.
ఓకే ఓకే.
Any free trial will come for 30 days. Okay, now this is done. And again, come to the page where we have this. Now go to the users, active users. Click on the user whom we need to give the license, licensing and apps. We can see before we have only 365 sales, and now this license we bought it. We have 25 licenses available, so we can give this license to 25 people. Just select this. So that's it. And now this particular user can access the Outlook and Teams. So this is the way which you need to create the, if you want to buy any other license, this is the way which you need to come to the marketing place, and you need to search for which license you want. You need to go with this particular flow. So right now we just given for this user Office 365 license, that is for Microsoft Teams and Outlook. And this is the basic license which needs to be accessible for these modules. So everyone has to do these two things. Once the environment has done, user creation has done, these two licenses has to create and assign. Because in further we need to use this license in technical way. So till now, anyone have any doubts on creation of the licensing and assigning part? Because everyone has to create their tenants by Monday. They have to come up there with their environment, because without environments, you cannot proceed further with the trainings. So if you have any doubts, let me know now itself. Okay. Now that's it about creation of tenant, creation of the environment, and creation of the new user and assigning the license. This is the basic part which we need to learn to proceed further. So now I'm stopping here. Let someone talk if they have anything else. If not, I'll close session for today because this is the basic thing which is required and everyone has to come up with these details by Monday. And on Monday, if anyone is facing any issue, I'll help out in the very first 10 to 15 minutes and then I'll go to the next process. But everyone try to create the tenants, environments, and users and licensing part. I have given the links in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, guys, you have to speak up. You have to learn. So it's not like whatever we are listening in live scenarios, it won't be the same. Not about the screening purpose, but comes to the requirement. If you learn more, see here we will be telling what is the things of it, but when and where to use, you have to think. Let's say we will tell one particular feature. We will be telling only the feature, but when and where to use based on the requirement that you have to think of. So for that purpose, you have to practice more. So here it will be explaining only the features. But when it comes to the live, you have to put your mind when and where to use this. So that is your part. Okay. And even we have the recording. So if anyone have anything, you can